Hello again, beloved. Welcome back to Simple Life Chronicles, where we share our practical country life to encourage and edify you. My name is Aisha, and today we're going to be talking about tomato plants and what else they have to offer us besides tasty fruit. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about reading between the vines. Let me go find some place to sit down. Tomatoes are amazing plants, and I personally really enjoy their fruits, but they have something so much more to offer us than just good food. Moving to the country is a wonderful thing to do, and one of the main reasons why God asked us to do it is so that we can spend more time paying attention to things like this tomato. Hence why this video is entitled Reading Between the Vines. I've learned in my short gardening career that we tend to do things to plants to get certain results. So with tomatoes, what we like to do is make them grow upright. And we do that so that we can control the amount of moisture and airflow that they are exposed to, especially along their lower portion. We also want to control the size of the fruit that we will harvest. And so growing them upright gives us an opportunity, to get a better harvest, to get more consistent size fruits, and to generally enjoy more of the food. But a tomato plant in the wild, a tomato plant left to its own devices, will not do this. It will not grow up on this cattle panel trellis like I have it here. What they want to do is what this one is trying to do. If you can see what's supposed to be my path down here, the tomato plant has fallen off of the trellis. And even though I tried to tie it back up, you might be able to see the string right around here. It is now bending itself down into the path. And this path used to be 4 feet wide, but right about now, I think I have 1 foot. And so when the tomato plant falls over like that, that's not the end of the story. The tomato plant will then, that portion of the vine that touches the ground, especially if there's moisture there, it will begin to develop roots, and it will set down into the soil again and draw additional nutrients and moisture from that section, and thereby fuel the whole plant to just keep going. If I don't do something about this development down here, I'm going to have nothing but this yellow pear tomato growing everywhere in this garden. So as a gardener, I know that I need to put this plant into an unnatural position in order to get the harvest that I'm looking for. Here's the connection. Just as I, as a gardener, know that if I leave this tomato to its natural tendencies, that I will not get the harvest that I desire. Our Heavenly Father, the Master Gardener, knows that if He leaves us to our natural inclinations and our own devices, that we will not tend heavenward, but we will tend towards the earth. And we will set our affections, we will set our roots, so to speak, further and further into the earth, deeper and stronger, and we will continue to perpetuate the sin that we naturally are inclined to. Instead, what God does many times in our experience is He puts us in very uncomfortable positions, dare I say unnatural. And He does that because he knows the harvest that he's trying to get. He wants our characters to be formed like unto his. And so we may have to endure or suffer a little bit in some positions that don't seem natural to us and that are quite uncomfortable to us. And so what tomatoes have taught me is that when we move to the country and we spend time in the Word and then we come out in nature, what nature tends to do is reinforce those things which we've already read. The next time you see a tomato plant, I want you to think about 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 17 and consider how this plant reinforces that teaching, especially if you've got it in a cage or on a trellis. The verse reminds us that our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. That's all for this video. Until the next time, keep it simple and be blessed.